I don't know how many videos of mine you've watched, bro. Maybe you've watched a few, maybe you've watched none, maybe this is the first video, maybe you've watched 100. I don't know. You've always seen on the videos that I've done inside my room with my whiteboard, I've got you are an extremely high performer. That's a note to myself. Go back and look at a few of my other videos. That's always been there. Maybe it's been cut out a little bit because of the camera angle and stuff. I'm going to teach you how to become a high performer. And I'm going to give you some of the best news. And it's also somewhat kind of sad as well, right? We're living amongst a generation where the barrier to entry of becoming a high performer is literally nothing. You just got to get out of bed. And you're going to become a high performer. You just got to stop some bad habits like playing video games for 8 hours. And you're going to become a high performer. But I will say this. I dropped my pen earlier. Is once you start becoming a high performer amongst other high performers, whoa, that's when the work truly starts to become something of like, whoa, okay, now I'm going to step my game up even more. But the thing is, the beauty of our generation being so lost and weak and behind is that to build that momentum of you becoming a high performer amongst the average people, a couple of weeks, done, finished. You left those people behind, you're truly outperforming them, but then it comes a point when you're meeting your match. Young men like myself, young men like me, and probably even other young men that are so much more even dialed in than I am. I'm pretty dialed in, bro, so I hope that I can meet those people in the future. I'm going to teach you how to become like me, a high performer. Because I'll say this to you right now, bro. I'm talking directly to you. If you want anything in your life, money, to retire your family, to be a young man that's completely built in every area of his life, his business, his relationships, everything, bro. Well, you got to be a high performer, right? You got to be. Because nothing ever in this world is going to come to you being a half-assed person. If you do the bare minimum. It's not. But the sad reality is, bro, before I give you the 5 tenets that I truly believe make you a high performer, I don't care what anyone else says, bro, this is what I truly believe. The time that we live in, right, is that we want to do a little bit of work, right? Now, and I was like this for a very long time, bro. We want to do a little bit of work and call it a day. I did an hour worth of work today. Where's my $10 million? Where's my mansion? Where's my statue? Like, that's the world that we're living in. It's quite sad, and I lived that life for a very long time, bro. See, back in my younger years, and this is actually whilst I was a drug addict, bro. I mean, I'm not sure if you know that story about me, but that's who I used to be, a drug addict. I used to do the bare minimum. Truly do the bare minimum, right? And think that I was outperforming the men that were becoming athletes. Like, that's where my mindset was at, right? And I do feel as though I deserved everything. I deserved the money, I deserved the women, I deserved the fulfillment within myself because I was doing the bare minimum. I mean, I can look back and laugh at myself now, but I'm laughing at you because if that's where you're at right now, like I said, you're never going to amount to anything in your life because it's the person that can give it all, day in, day out, year and year, years and years at a time, boom. That's a high performer and that's a winner. The world we live in, bro, we're losing because how our mindset is, let's do a little bit of work for the most reward. And that there, right, anything quick that you get because you try to hack the system of becoming a crypto millionaire or this or that, bro, you're going to end up shooting yourself in the foot because it's not even going to be worth having. Because it's the journey, it's the person that you become. As you become a high performer, living in his purpose, trying to become a winner and become financially resourceful from that, that there is what you want. The trials, the tribulations, the man you become. So let me teach you, that's a little side tangent. Let me teach you how to become a high performer. The first thing, and I've put this as number 1 as a reason because I truly do believe this. Write notes down if you're writing notes, bro, because this is some invaluable stuff I'm giving you. There's nothing on the internet like this. Outwork yourself. Outwork yourself. Plus the competition. Competition. Now what I want you to understand is, bro, and it's going to sound insane, you shouldn't have any free time as a young man. Your whole life should be premised as this. Go, go, go. Never slow down. Right? We're living in a generation right now, like I said, bare minimum. But there's no grit. There's no oomph. It's not go, go, go. There's no urgency. There's no panic. You can even see, this is, bro, because this is how I am, right? You're not going to be able to read it. But that's my habit tracker on the wall, right? You've got my note there that I'm a high performer, and then you've also got my habit tracker here. On my habit tracker, it's not even called a habit tracker. It's called emergency mode. Because that's the life that I live, right? Now, I've also got on top, or underneath that, peace. Because I also am trying to become a man at peace. But I will say this. You need to start moving with some urgency. Some emergency. Like, okay, you have to go, go, go. And what I want you to do with this, right, bro, is not only do you need to be better than yourself, you need to start looking at young men like myself, young men around you, as competition. But I want to frame this to you, right? Because, again, I want to put it into perspective. There's a version of you. Maybe it's you right now, this very moment of you, bro, right? Let's say this is you. And you're giving about 20%, or let's be linear. Let's say you're giving about 30%. Who do you think is going to win in life, right? When there's somewhere in this universe, not on this earth, right? There's another version of you that's here, giving 110%. Who do you think is going to have the life that he wants? Who? Come on, use your brain, bro. Who do you think is going to cultivate the life, be financially resourceful, be built in all these areas, have a thriving business, or excel in your career and be able to retire your mum? Is it the young man that's giving 20 or 30%? Or is it the young man giving 110%? Who is it? I want you to answer that question, bro. Because it's this guy right here. And like I said at the start of this video, we're a generation that is weak, fragile. We're a generation that doesn't take risks. We're a generation that doesn't have it in us. We're a generation that wants to do the bare minimum. And I'll tell you this. If you want to be a man that does the bare minimum, nothing in your life is ever going to come true. Because it's the men that put in 110%, day in, day out, that are persistent, consistent, just keep on attacking their goals. They're the one that end up winning, bro, after years as well. So I want you to remember that. Now, one of the most important things to truly becoming a man that is outworking himself is that you must do this one thing. Is you need to, let me try guess what I'm going to write here, bro. Is you need to show up every day. And this is the most important thing that I want you to understand. See, as a young man, we truly need to build this trajectory in our lives that somewhat looks like this. Now, we've all heard of a downward spiral, right? My life for 20 years of my life was a downward spiral. I was a drug addict, growing up in the ghetto, getting involved with the wrong people, doing the wrong stuff. Downward spiral. Finished. I was going down, 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 down. And a downward spiral is very powerful. Maybe you're in it, bro. Maybe you're in it with porn, social media, drugs, alcohol, bad friends. We all think in our lives that, okay, living a life in a drift, someday we'll eventually get out of it. Yeah, we will. But you know what happens, right? When you're in this downward spiral, you get to this place of rock bottom, and that is the worst place to be, because the climb out, the journey out is so hard, because that spiral has been so powerful. It's gotten you to a point where it's like, whoa, I don't know if I've got it in me. And this is where you're at probably right now, bro, because when you're at rock bottom in your life, that's when self-doubt, limiting beliefs, that's when you feel as though you cannot truly accomplish what you set out to do. Now, what I want you to understand with this, you showing up every single day is not going to create a downward spiral, but it's going to create an upward spiral. And this is what I'm in right now, and this is what I want to get you in. Momentum. Momentum is one of the huge factors to becoming a man that's built, that has the life that he wants. Now, how do you build momentum, bro? Is truly doing this. If you show up every single day, right? We're still on point one, but I want you to understand this one thing. If you show up every single day and you just do a little bit better than what you did the day before, right? Just doing a little bit better. Look at that exponential growth. Now, this could be 1 year. This could be 2 years. This could be 5 years, 10 years. What I want you to understand is, bro, the more you put into your life, show up every single day, you do what you're supposed to do every single day and see no results, you're going to win. And you're going to see, right, month after month, year after year, boom. You become the man that you want to be and you have the life that you want to have. Showing up is the most important part. So what I want you to do in every area of your life, whether it's to do with the gym, whether it's to do with clean eating, whether it's to do with what your work, your schoolwork, your business that you're trying to start, just all these good habits that you're trying to instill in yourself, show up every single day. Show up, stay persistent, stay consistent, and you will start to see, bro, month after month, year after year, week after week, whatever, bro, is that you will, boom, one day just shoot up. And that's how it works. That's how you start to outwork yourself, show up every single day, always aim to be better than who you were yesterday, and then have this level of competition. Because what I want you to understand, and bro, this is huge, there are young men your age better than you. Let that sit with you for a second. There are young men your age that have the car that you want, that have the life that you want, that have been able to retire their family, that have got all these things going on for them. Everything that you want, they have. Get competitive. Because what I want you to understand is, right, once you start to build this frame, okay, I'm better than who I was yesterday, I'm better than who I was last week, then you got to realize there's going to be a point in your life where you're not even a good, worthy competition for yourself or a competitor for yourself. Because there are other young men so much more accelerated than you, and that's who you got to start competing with. And it sounds insane, right? How can you be a broke, bum, degenerate, loser, unproductive, whatever, bro, and then you're competing with an athlete? You're competing with someone that's been in the game for 10 years. Well, that's how you're going to start building up these cycles of momentum, and you want to do more because you're now competing with people that are so far out your league. And if you're a young man that's about it, you'll have that true faith in yourself that you'll be able to beat that person that's light years ahead of you. So build up the small wins every single day. Build that momentum. And bro, outwork yourself. And then start getting competitive. You'll become an extremely high performer from just this first step, bro. Now, the second thing is... Now, there's two things that you must master as a young man, right? Now, I'll say this. You must master, okay? You must master yourself. And this is very important. Because in life, the only thing that we truly have control of is ourselves, right? And to some degree, we can't even control ourselves that much. I mean, what do we control? We don't control if our heart stops beating. You don't control if you get cancer. You don't control all these things, right? But what you do control is you control what you do, how you think, and your actions. Pretty much, that's it. And sometimes you can't even control your own mind, right? Because you get negative thoughts that skew you this way, make you think this way. But you can control it by just, pushing them out. But, okay, what I want you to understand is you must master yourself. And to become a self-master that's obviously a prerequisite for you to become disciplined. So, sorry about my writing. Disciplined. And then you also got to be, and I love this, self-assessing. So to become a self-master, you must stay true to your word. You must say to yourself, right? If you're going to do something, you do it. Listen to me. If you say you're going to get out of bed at this time, you get out of bed. If you say you're going to train, you're going to train. If you're going to say you're going to work for 2 hours, you're going to work for 2 hours. If you say to yourself you're going to do something, do it. Because the most important thing that comes from being a self-master that's disciplined is this will stem off to building self-respect. And it's also going to build confidence. And this is confidence that isn't through your clothes or a fake watch or with a bad honey by your side or a nice car. When you have intrinsic confidence built through you being disciplined, that is going to allow you to literally do anything with your life with the feeling as if you're unstoppable. And this is insane, bro, because this is how I feel right now. If you're a man that sticks to his word and you have that confidence when you look at yourself in the mirror, you will outcompete and you will truly run over young men that don't have anything in them because they don't have that self-trust and that self-belief in themselves. But what I want you to understand with this, right? Once you start to master yourself, you must also self-assess. See, what I want you to understand is we get it to this point, and I would call it complacency. Once you start seeing a little bit of progress and you start feeling a little bit better, that's actually one of the worst things that can happen if you're not a young man that's about it. Because this will pretty much make you this. And I don't know if you can see that, bro. Maybe that was a bad example. Maybe I'll give you that. I don't know if that makes sense to you either. It'll make you stagnant. See, the thing is, alongside our generation being weak, we're also a generation that sees a little bit of progress, think this progress is going to be like this forever, so we become complacent. We don't start outperforming ourselves. We don't try to get better than who we were yesterday. Here's a cool frame of reference for my life, right? If I have a small win, and a small win to me, right, would be, anything. I'll look at myself and I say, I'll give myself a smile like this. How can I do better? When majority of young men, maybe I'm talking directly to you, will see this. Whoa, look at this. Post an Instagram photo, post all this. And you get complacent. So a huge tenet of self-assessing, right, is to look at your accomplishments. Yeah, be proud of yourself. But then ask yourself, what can I do better? How can I achieve more results? And that, bro, is huge. So to bring it back, you must be a man that stays true to his word. Really understand that you must master discipline. You must master yourself. And then once you start mastering yourself, you must start doing this. You mastered yourself, then you must master your craft. Now, what I want you to understand with your craft, bro, is this is your mission in life. So, what happens in our generation, and I was like this again for a very long time, bro, is that we try to master so many things at one time. Right? We do. Okay, if we put ourselves to the side for a second, when we try to master 10 things, how many things do you reckon we're going to actually truly master? How many things do you reckon we're going to be good at? How many things that you reckon that we could be number one in? When you got 10 things, 15 things, 100 things that you're working on. None. Right? Because it's the truth. You're not going to be mastering 100 things when you're focusing on 100 things. You must figure out what your mission is in life, right? Because I'll say this to you. If you're chasing money, you're truly chasing money, right? And that's your main focus. There's no purpose. There's not anything behind what you're doing except trying to make money. It's not going to work. It might work for one or two people. They're not who we're talking to. I'm not speaking to them. I'm speaking to you, bro. What you must understand is you must live a life pretty much congruent of your mission, your purpose in life, right? Because what I want you to understand is once you can focus on becoming a self-master, then living your life and then aligning your life to your mission and having the outcome of you living a life on your mission give you financial means, resources, that's how you do it. But you will burn out, right? When you are focusing on 10 things, 100 things. You'll burn out within a day or two, and then you'll just go into this cycle of doing the same shit that you've done already before. Sit at home, do nothing, be stagnant. Oh, I hate being stagnant, bro. Maybe if you know what feeling stagnant is, that's where you feel as though you've made no progress, nothing, for the last 6 months, a year, 2 years, and it's the worst feeling. You must live a life focusing on one thing, your mission. Men should only be focusing on one thing, and that's it. and get so good at that, master it for years, and then watch the fruit of your labor and the spoils of your work truly come alive. I mean it. But when you focus on 10 things, you burn out. Max, you can focus on 2 things, right? But what I want you to understand is your whole life should be a reflection of you living your life getting closer and closer to your mission. I promise you, bro. Because we as men have been designed to conquer, to win, to build, create. That's what your mission is. There'll be a link in the description of how to figure out your mission. Because without your mission, bro, you're going to be stagnant. You're going to be focusing, how can I make money from this? How can I make money on this? How can I make money on this? No, you got to live a life directed on your mission. So that's the second point, bro, is you got to master yourself and you got to live a life on your mission. Focus on your craft. The third and fourth thing, right, bro? And you know this, so we won't spend too much time on this, is your body. But let's preference it as your physicality. I love that. Your physicality as a man, alongside your mental physicality. I love this. Okay, so your body we know. If you don't have a body of essentially what you would be proud of, if you look in the mirror and you're not happy, if you feel as though your body isn't a lustful body, and it sounds cringe, does sound cringe, but the girls would look at it and think, oh, yuck, like yuck. Look, not only should you have a good body for yourself and to be attracted to the opposite sex, you need the characteristics that are built in the gym. And I'll say this directly to your face. We all think that we can learn consistency, delaying gratification, pushing yourself, all this shit, right, from playing a video game. Yeah, let me work hard on this mission on GTA, or let me play some Fortnite, and I don't even know, bro. I don't even play games. The only game I played, how old am I? I'm 25. I probably played games when I was 10, 15 years ago. I don't even know what games I was playing. The only way for you to truly build up the masculine characteristics that will spill over to the rest of your life, which is discipline, consistency, pushing yourself, delaying gratification, is at the gym. So this is really cool, bro. You get a 2-for-1 when you go to the gym. You get a great body that you're proud of, that girls look at and think, whoa, okay, nice. And then you also get the characteristics of what it means to be a man, living a life truly trying to build something. Because consistency, delaying gratification, pushing yourself, showing up every day, right? The things that you learn in the gym, that's how you become a man that is a high performer, right? Because consistency, discipline, pushing yourself, those are the characteristics of being a high performer. You must understand this. And your whole life should evolve around you having a good body. Because you will see, it spills over. Now, with this, bro, what I want you to understand is your mental physicality is a huge thing. And I say this because, firstly, without this focus, you won't be able to do anything. I mean, you're probably at the point right now, and I've been there, right? And I'm still working on this, bro, is focus. How long can you truly sit down and do some work? Couple minutes? 10 minutes? 15? 20? 25? Like, not long, right? Focus is a huge thing. Focus is something that we must truly dial in on. Now, our minds are so messed up in every form, right? TikTok, Instagram, drugs, alcohol, YouTube. Bro, we've gotten to a point where we have no attention. We've only got attention to things that truly damage us, which is insane. Think about that. That we can spend all this time damaging ourselves and giving time to that. But then when it comes to putting in work for university or starting a business or whatever it is that you're doing, right? You can't focus for a minute. So your mental physicality is huge. And what I want you to understand is, right, there are a few things that we can truly do to dial you back into being focused and clear. Because when you're focused, you're clear-minded, you've got some form of clarity, shut the gates. That's how you become a high performer, bro. Because you're seeing clearly, you're thinking clearly, you're understanding more, you're bro, everything. So what I want you to understand, with your mental physicality, this is huge, right? Now, there's a few things that I want you to truly understand is be present. Now, how do you be present? Just breathe. Now, okay, that's a bit cringe, bro, but how often are you conscious of your breath? Not much, right? You just breathe automatically. Every day I breathe, or every breath that I take now, I breathe as if it has a purpose to keep me centered, to keep me right here, to keep me in my equilibrium. What I want you to understand is, bro, you must be present. Every breath that you take, you're here. Now, with this, right, okay, how do you dial this in, right? Because you can't just take breaths consciously and you're here in the present. Well, you can, but I want you to understand that I'll just say it to you, meditating, but alongside this praying, right? Now, I meditate and pray at the same time. People might say, oh, you're not meditating and doing praying. Like, you can't do that. I do. I sit outside every single morning, 20 minutes, half an hour, however long, and I will sit and meditate and pray. No phone, no distractions, no nothing. And I sit with my own thoughts, conscious of my breath, and I say, thank you, God, for giving me another day. I am blessed. Thank you for the food in my stomach, the water in my stomach, the home that I have, the car that I drive. You don't understand that, bro. You're never alone. You're never alone, right? You're always with your phone, always with your friends, always at school. When's the last time you were truly by yourself? Never, right? Like, truly, like, you're always distracted. You got to understand that being mindful, being grateful, praying, meditating, self-reflecting, journaling, being by yourself, no music, nothing. That's going to bring you back to center. And I can't stress this enough. If you're fighting all these demons, if you're overly stressed about stuff that just isn't important, what that person thinks, all this stuff, right? You're never going to be present because your mind's always going to be preoccupied. And when your mind's preoccupied, you cannot think about the task on hand. When you're not thinking about the task on hand, brother, how are you going to get anything done? So be conscious of your mental physicality. You want to be clear. You want to be focused. You want to be sharp. You want to see things clearly. You want to understand clearly. You want to truly remember things. Focus on your mental physicality, bro. So that's the third thing, right? You got to build up your body, right? You got to be you're never going to see a high performer with a fat, overweight body. You're not going to see a CEO or, anyone that is worthy of respect or has built something with this fat body. Bro, it doesn't go hand in hand. But you're also not going to meet a high performer, right? That's so... Pressure as a man is good. And forced stress is good, right? When you're starting a business or you're doing what you're supposed to do. But stressing over things that are so menial, so dumb, that don't even matter. You're not going to see a man truly that's a high performer worrying about anyone else except for his own progress and his own self-induced stress and pressure that is ultimately making him better. So that's the third thing, bro. Let's go for the fourth and fifth, right? Because these kind of go together. Now, what I want you to understand with the fourth and with the fifth thing, right, bro, is this is huge. I love this. Is you need to focus on results. And with this, right, okay, I'll get you the fifth point when I get there. You as a young man, you need big goals. Let me write this out for a sec. You need big goals, and you need to break these goals down. Break goals down. Now, you want to be a high performer, bro, then why are you aiming for the little things that you know that you can achieve? I want you to set big, audacious goals. Huge goals. The type of goals that your family look at you like, the type of goals that people think, what? Give you that side eye, give you that look of like, yeah, look at you, it's good to dream big. Let them think that way. You as a young man can have anything that you want, right? You can. But what happens is when we set big goals and we don't break them down, we get overwhelmed. We do, and I did this for a very long time, right? You set this goal to make $1 million when you haven't made $1, right? You must understand, set crazy goals, right? Because I believe that you can achieve it, bro. You can. But you need to start breaking it down to the minuscule versions of that goal, right? You got a goal to make $1 million. Now, money is a bad example, but it's a clear example, so it's easy to kind of give you an example of. $1 million. Focus on how you're going to make your first 10. Then focus on how you're going to make your first 20. And then 50. Then 100. Then 150. Then 1,000. Once you start to see that you're, okay, I've made $100 to my first million, right? Just example. Whoa, okay, I've made $100. Look at that. Then you make 200. Pooh, made $200. I'm getting there. I'm not close, but I'm getting there. Momentum. Break your goals down, bro. And what I want you to do is I want you to live and breathe your goals. Now, your goals go back to somewhat of your mission, right? You should always have goals, but your goal should tie into your mission as a man, right? Now, there are going to be goals that we extrapolate out of, right? Like, you're going to have a goal that is somewhat deep to you. You want to retire your mum, or you want to build a good body, or you want to have some certain, like, car or something, right? But we can always tie our goals back to our mission because we need to live our lives righteous and in alignment of our mission. But understand, break it down, create that momentum, and boom. That's when you will start to see your goals come alive. How do you lose 10 kilos, bro? Well, you obviously start by losing 100 grams of fat first. Right? How do you, like I said, how do you achieve your goals? Break it down, build that momentum from making a little bit of progress, boom. So you must set big goals. Focus on the results, but break it down. Because the results, right, create that spark, that snowball, that momentum, and we need that. We need that to win. The fifth thing, and the last thing, bro, is some real heat. Number 5, strive to be a leader. Now, I've got a whole bunch of things that I wrote down under here, but it'll take me a million years. Look, I want you to have high standards for yourself as a young man. What I want you to understand is you must be a young man that truly has in himself to empower others, to help others, to live a life of being virtuous, risk-taking, being a young man that can truly be a problem solver. When you start to align your life to wanting to be a leader, you start to realize, whoa, I'm living in my natural feeling of being a man. Men are leaders. True masculine men lead. And they lead people to greatness. They lead and they help. What I want you to understand is, bro, once you start living a life of you becoming a leader, like I said, you live in your utter feeling, innate feeling of what it means to truly be you. But that is how you start to grow more and more, and that maturity within yourself starts to flourish. You'll never meet a leader, right, that has bad emotional control. You never meet a leader that's not hardworking. You never meet a leader that isn't a man wanting to be like or replicate. And if there are men out there, then they're not actually genuine leaders, because leaders, being a leader is what you must strive to be. It's the final icing on the cake of being a high performer. Because high performers can help and change the world. High performers can influence and being a high performer is your main objective. Because I'll say this, like I said right at the start, bro. If you want to achieve anything, you can't be giving it 30%. You must be giving it 110%. But to bring home that last point, bro, be a leader. There's nothing else in this world. No money, no success. There's no women, no drugs, no alcohol, no video games, no porn, no nothing that will give you that sense of fulfillment as if you are living in your innate feeling. And that just propels you to move forward, 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 forward. It does. And it makes you feel so good. If you're a man in this modern world and your voice has no meaning, people don't listen to you, then you're truly a man missing out on something. Because when you're a man and people listen to your voice, listen to what you have to say, and you're a man worthy of respect, it does something. I can't explain it. But being a young man that having young men listen to me, It's a feeling that, like I said, you cannot replicate from anything else in this world besides genuinely being a leader and empowering others and helping the world. This is how you become a high performer, bro. I'm telling you. There's no other YouTube videos like this. Love you, bro.